As we've just learned more about a deadly stampede in Rochester, New York.
This is a tragedy of epic proportions, and it's something that all of us who love concerts worry about.
Mayor Malik Evans says one person was killed, two are in critical condition after the crowd rushed to the exits during a Glorilla concert.
We are going to hold people accountable for what happened last night, period. When you put on a concert in this city or anywhere around the country, you have to make sure that all I's are dotted and T's are crossed.
Officials said what started the stampede at the Main Street Armory, they're asking concert goers to send in cell phone video. More than 35 people have been arrested during a violent protest in the woods outside Atlanta. They've been demonstrating against plans for a police and fire training center there. WANF TV's Bridget Spencer.
You can see police officers kind of scurrying, trying to close the gates as what they're calling agitators started throwing fireworks and Molotov cocktails at police officers. Now, the site, which is being called Cop City by protesters, has been the site of several clashes between law enforcement and protesters for several months now.
4 U.S. citizens are missing as they were assaulted and kidnapped across the border in northern Mexico. Correspondent Christina Ruffini.
This particular part of Mexico is a level 4 do not travel, the highest level warning in the State Department's travel advisory system. The consulate in Matamoros has posted at least 4 security alerts since February of 2020.
Norfolk Southern's dealing with another cargo train derailment in Ohio, this time between Dayton and Columbus. Clark County Health Commissioner Charles Patterson.
There have been multiple sweeps by multiple teams of technicians, hazmat, and Ohio EPA to ensure there aren't any chemicals present in the soil, air, or water.
To add about 200 temperature detectors along its tracks after last month's toxic derailment in East Palestine. Many roads are still impassable after massive snowstorms buried the mountains east of L.A. San Bernardino County Sheriff Shannon Dykes.
We're having tractors come in and scoop the snow, having to drive it away, truck it out, and a number of other things, which makes the operation much slower.
Texas Tech has suspended its basketball coach, Mark Adams, over what the school calls an inappropriate, unacceptable, racially insensitive comment to a player. KLBK TV's Ariel Schaefer.
Adams was apparently encouraging student athletes to be more receptive to coaching and reference Bible verses, parents and slaves serving their masters.
The school says he has apologized. Dow futures ahead 33. This is CBS News.
Nobody should have to pay for one-size-fits-all insurance coverage. Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance so you only pay for what you need. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Attorney CPA Joe Cordell.
Divorce forces a father to focus on what's most important, his children. You may no longer be a husband, but you'll always be a dad. In the divorce process, this comes down to 3 key concerns: physical custody, decision-making, as well as financial support. Each of these important that you choose a lawyer that cares as much about these issues as you do.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Detroit area attorneys. Offices in Troy and Ann Arbor. CordellCordell.com. Attorney CPA Joe Cordell.
Divorce forces a father to focus on what's most important, his children. You may no longer be a husband, but you'll always be a dad. In the divorce process, this comes down to 3 key concerns: physical custody, decision-making, as well as financial support. Each of these is important, and it's important that you choose a lawyer that cares as much about these issues as you do.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Detroit area attorneys. Offices at CordellCordell.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employees ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Live
From the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Cloudy skies and 35 degrees at 9:05. Good morning. I'm Mike Korchak. With the Tri-City Post is on unpaid leave and charged with felony misconduct in office and misdemeanor assault and battery after allegedly assaulting a man last year. Trooper Paul Arrowwood was charged by the Saginaw County Prosecutor's Office after body camera footage revealed he allegedly punched a man, and he and his partner were arrested on September 4th. Police say the man was walking in the road on Weber Street near Julia Street in Saginaw when the troopers detained him, then took him to the ground. That's when the alleged assault took place. The man was not charged with the crime. Arrowwood was suspended on September 30th. He is currently free on a personal recognizance bond. He was cited by state police for careless driving after crashing into a trooper's vehicle at I-275 and 5 Mile Roads near Detroit. Police say the crash happened around 6:45 a.m. as troopers from 2 patrol vehicles were investigating a separate crash involving a Jeep. That's when police say the 51-year-old man lost control of his vehicle and struck one of the patrol vehicles that then struck the Jeep. A trooper was taken to a local hospital as a precaution, but was released. 2 passengers in the driver's vehicle were also taken to a hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Police say the man was driving too fast for road conditions. The city of Midland, State of the City address March 22nd. Mayor Maureen Donker will give the address during the first quarter membership meeting of the Midland Business Alliance at the Great Hall Banquet Center. The presentation will be streamed live around 11:45 a.m. on MCTV, the city's Facebook and YouTube pages, as well as on the City of Midland website under Community Messages. Anyone who'd like to attend in person can visit business.mbamai.org/events. WSGW News Time 9:07.
I'll second guest dinners with friends because they can be interrupted by diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or oily stools. It turns out I have EPI, or deficiency, which means I'm missing the enzymes needed to digest food. My doctor prescribed Creon, pancrelipase, an oral prescription medication that replaces pancreatic digestive enzymes. Creon treats EPI due to cystic fibrosis, chronic pancreatitis, pancreatectomy, or other conditions.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you're allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects.
Is the #1 prescribed EPI treatment. Ask your doctor about Creon for EPI and visit creoninfo.com or call 800-633-9110 to learn more. That's CREONinfo.com.
WSGW News Time 9:08. The weather forecast is next. Lawmakers in Lansing are debating legislation aimed at putting a stop to gun violence, like the deadly shooting at Michigan State University, which left 3 students dead and sent others to the hospital. One of the bills was sponsored by State Senator Mallory McMorrow, which would allow the court to issue extreme protection orders to take possession of a firearm if it's determined an individual is at risk of harming themselves or others.
It's important that in these moments when we all feel this sense of pain, we recognize that this pain is inflicted on people all over our state every single day in ways that do not make headlines. 6 out of every 10 gun deaths in the United States are suicides. And of those who attempt suicide by firearm, 90% are successful versus only 4% of those who attempt suicide via any other method.
Senator McMorrow's bill is part of a broader 11 bill gun violence prevention package to encourage gun safety and help prevent deadly shootings like the one at MSU and Oxford. Legislation also requires universal background checks to close the private sale loophole and creates secure storage laws to keep legal firearms out of the hands of children and teens. The subcommittee to consider funding pre-K programs in Michigan is set to meet today in Woodhaven, with some school districts having issues recruiting and retaining teachers. Would pre-K programs be difficult to staff? Woodhaven Brownstown Superintendent Mark Greathead says there are other benefits to funding universal pre-K, but the main objective is to allow for both academic and social learning, which helps students be as successful as possible. In January, Governor Gretchen Whitmer introduced free preschool for all 4-year-olds as part of her Lowering My Costs proposal. WSGW News Time 9:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. Lots of clouds today with areas of rain and some snow. Temperatures hold fairly steady. The rain and then snow, low near 27, breezy northeast winds. On Tuesday, lots of sunshine, high near 38. Tuesday night, mainly clear, low near 23. High near 35 on Wednesday, lots of sunshine. Wednesday night, clear to partly cloudy, low 25. Mainly cloudy on Thursday, high at 34. Slight chance of snow developing late Thursday night, low near 29. Snow and some rain possible on Friday, high at 35. I'm meteorologist Laura Lockwood with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Right now, 35.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com. The Art Lewis Show is presented by Westside Decorating Center.
And a good morning to you. Welcome. Welcome to another edition of the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW. I'm glad to be with you on this Monday, a brand new week. And we have a lot to do. Later on, we'll have open phones. And at 11 o'clock, we're going to learn about the MidMichigan K9 Academy. Company training a mascot for the Saginaw Spirit, as a matter of fact. But before we do that, we're going to spend a little bit of time talking about the tragedy at MSU, the shooting at MSU. We're going to do that with the former U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of Michigan, now a practicing attorney, and someone who is from this region, from Frankenmuth. We say good morning again to Matthew Schneider. Matthew, good morning.
Good morning, Art. I hope you're doing.
We are
for
hanging
having me back on your show.
Well, we're hanging in there, Matthew. The MSU tragedy has been all over the news, obviously, and from your standpoint, is there anything legally could have been done to prevent that?
Yes, certainly. What had happened prior to this incident, that the shooter had been charged with a couple different crimes. He was charged with a felony for possessing a weapon improperly, carrying a concealed weapon, and he was charged with a misdemeanor related to that same crime. So when it went through the normal process in the prosecutorial avenue, the felony was dismissed, and he was allowed to plead guilty to the misdemeanor. Now, if that hadn't happened, then he would have been banned from. He would have not been allowed to obtain or purchase legally a firearm after that. And that's one of the things that's under discussion right now is how did that happen? And oftentimes prosecutors do plead charges down, and there are good reasons for that as well, and some not so good reasons. And if that hadn't happened, I think we might be in a different position today.
But it's always hindsight, isn't it? I mean, we're always looking back and saying, what if? Like the Oxford shooting, there were lots of signs this kid was a problem, but yet it happened anyway.
Right, and there's another side to this, is that I know that he was allowed to plead guilty to a lesser charge, but if you ask any prosecutor in Saginaw County or elsewhere, if the people plead guilty to everything that's charged against them, then everybody will be in prison, right? I mean, it's not unusual for this to happen. But it does concern about, well, in what circumstances are we allowing this to happen? And should we be doing a better job knowing exactly who we are dealing with in the courtroom before we make?
Let me ask, there are a number of proposals sitting in the legislature right now about gun control. It would seem to me, and correct me if I'm wrong, the problem, at least as I see it, is gun control. When I've bought a pistol, you go in, you fill out the federal form. First of all, it's totally dependent on your honesty, and it tells you quite plainly that if you lie, it's a felony and all of that. But there's only one question on there about your mental health, and you certified that you've not been, hospitalized for mental reasons or what have you. Because of HIPAA laws, it's almost impossible to find out about a person's mental state, isn't it?
It is, and it's entirely dependent on whether or not somebody's lying on that form. And in fact, I've charged people for crimes for just lying on the form. And we call that lying and buying. And that in itself is a crime. But you're right, it's an imperfect. When you buy the weapon, they run it through the system, and some of these things can be caught. For example, if you've been convicted of a felony in the past, it's going to spit that out of the computer. But not the mental health issues. It's not necessarily going to come out.
Is there a way on the form that we could require an applicant to waive their HIPAA rights so that information could be forthcoming?
Well, currently on the form, what it asks for is, have you ever been adjudicated as having a mental issue? In other words, has a judge ever found that? And that should be detected in the system. What's being debated right now in Lansing is something a little bit different, which is if you are under a mental disability, but it hasn't been adjudicated, it's informal, but somebody has reported, whole red flag law debate and what they're talking about adding. And that would be something that could be added to the form, and that's up for consideration right now.
As far as you can tell, will all these laws pass the constitutional smell test?
It remains to be seen. I mean, some of this has been upheld. There's a safe storage proposal, and that's been upheld. The assault weapons ban is a different issue that actually was in effect in federal law, and then it expired. The red flag laws across the country have been upheld, but then again, there are different extremes about what the red flag actually is. So it depends exactly how the legislature writes it. And then it's the second question of, even if they do have these laws, will it make a difference? Because I just gave you an example of the fact that he could have for a felony, and that was dismissed. The law was on the books, and it wasn't enforced. So that didn't, that didn't prevent this.
And none of it, I assume, all these laws that are being talked about, none of them will prevent the illegal gun possession. And much crime in this country is committed with the illegally obtained weapons. Not much you're going to do about that, is there?
Yes, people who want to rob banks are going to rob banks, whether it's illegal or not.
So when we look at the university and the tragedy that happened at the university, is there anything the schools can do to harden themselves against these kind of attacks? Or does the advantage go to the shooter who's on the offense?
It's interesting. If you look at what happened at Oxford High School, a lot of that tragedy was prevented because the school prior to the incident had their doors called a night lock. And what that is, it's kind of a bar that goes across the door from the inside. And so the evidence indicates that in Oxford, the shooter was walking through the halls, actually could not get into the classrooms where the students were and shot through the doors, but couldn't get inside because these locks were in place. And that's the type of thing that a lot of people across the country are talking about. They're preventative measures that harden schools to make it a lot more difficult for people to get in. There's a lot of people who say that saved lives in Oxford, and people are looking at those devices across the country to see if they'll save lives in their schools or in their businesses.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see what comes out of the legislature with the change in the rule where Democrats control the legislature and the governor's chair. I would expect we're going to see some of these laws come to fruition.
I think. Unfortunately, what the legislature can't pass is common sense.
Yeah.
And you can't do that. And, there's so many other things that people can do. For example, for me, for our small children, I've made them go to the DNR's gun safety, hunter safety course so that they knew how to be safe around firearms. And that's a free course offered by the Michigan DNR. A lot of young people should be taking that course so that they know how, not only how a gun operates, but how to be away from a gun and what do you do when you see a gun and you need to know that you need to treat it safely, you need to be responsible, report it to parents or the police. And it's an educational component, and I would hope that more parents would take their children and have them take that course.
Absolutely. Well, Matthew, look, I want to thank you for spending a few minutes with us this morning. And as always, always great to talk to you.
Likewise, Art. Thank you so much, and hello to my parents in Frankenmuth.
The Schneider family goes on. Great. Thanks, Matthew.
Exactly.
Take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Matthew Schneider, former U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of Michigan, now a practicing attorney in Detroit. We thank you for joining us this morning. We'll have open phones for the remainder of the program right through 11 o'clock this morning, whatever you'd like to chat about. 989-752-6111. And the toll-free number is 866-790-WSGW. A 401k can be an important asset for many American retirements. You've made contributions to your 401k every single paycheck for years, even decades. Its tax advantages and portability may enable workers to build sizable and important nest eggs, but its flexibility can also be costly if you aren't aware of the potential mistakes. Great Lakes Investment Advisors have a guide that will teach you how to avoid an IRS early distribution penalty and full taxation on rollovers. The little-known weapon you can use, your most mistake-proof option, and lots more. Request your guide today at 989-835-7203 or by visiting GreatLakesInvestmentAdvisors.com. This commercial shall in no way be construed as a solicitation to sell securities or advisory services of any state other than Michigan or where otherwise permitted. Topics should be discussed with your individual advisor prior to implementation. Advisory services offered through Great Lakes Investment Advisors, a registered investment advisor in the state of Michigan.
Don't wait until spring to make your money grow. Right now, you can spring into an 18-month certificate account that will make you APY. Yes, 5% APY. Let your money grow at 5% for 18 months with Capocco Community Credit Union. Start investing it today, and Capocco will help your money grow faster with the best financial support. Short-term certificate accounts available for a limited time. Visit capocco.org for more information or talk to a member service representative today. APY is annual percentage yield. Some restrictions apply. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Attention. Per the current government mandate, U.S.-based insurers are now required to cover at-home COVID testing kits with no out-of-pocket fees to you. If you have a current insurance plan, you are eligible to receive up to 8 COVID-19 tests shipped to you each month absolutely free, as long as the government mandate is in effect. Just visit testkitforfree.com to register now from the comfort of your own home. That's testkitforfree.com to receive your tests shipped to you at no cost. Go to testkitforfree.com today. Paid for by T Euro Health.
This is the Fox Business Report. Ciena, the networking systems and software company, reported a better than expected quarter. Its profit was nearly double expectations. Ciena is being helped by strong demand and an improving supply chain. Shares are higher. Lordstown Motors lost more money than expected in its recent quarter, though the company ended the year in a better position than forecast. Lordstown makes electric trucks in a partnership with Foxconn. Tesla is lowering prices of two luxury electric vehicles, the Model S and the Model Y SUV. The price of the Model S, which now sells for under $90,000, will be going down about 5%, and the Model X, which sells at nearly $100,000, is being reduced by about 9%. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosolda, invested in you.
Democrats just want to win the next election in their ceaseless money printing. They do not care if the value of your retirement is sacrificed. Hi, Stephen K. Bannon. It is critical to protect your retirement right now with a gold IRA from Birch Gold Group. To learn more, get a free info kit on gold IRAs by texting the word SHELTER to 989898. There's nothing to buy and no obligation at all. Text the word SHELTER to 989898 to get a free info kit on gold.
Attorney CPA Joe Cordell.
Divorce forces a father to focus on what's most important, his children. You may no longer be a husband, but you'll always be a dad. In the divorce process, this comes down to three key concerns: physical custody, decision-making, as well as financial support. Each of these is important, and it's important that you choose a lawyer that cares as much about these issues as you do.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Detroit area attorneys. Offices in Troy and Ann Arbor. CordellCordell.com.
Attention, per the current US-based insurers are now required to cover at-home COVID testing kits with no out-of-pocket fees to you. If you have a current insurance plan, you are eligible to receive up to 8 COVID-19 tests shipped to you each month absolutely free, as long as the government mandate is in effect. Just visit testkitforfree.com to register now from the comfort of your own home. That's testkitforfree.com to receive your tests shipped to you at no cost. Go to testkitforfree.com today. Paid for by T Euro Health.
The WSGW Morning Team.
WSW online poll is about student loan forgiveness. The Supreme Court will rule on President Biden's student loan forgiveness plan, which would cancel up to $20,000 debt for millions of qualified Americans for an estimated $400 billion. Actually, there are two cases going on. The primary case says the plan exceeds the legal authority of the president by spending money not authorized by Congress. Another case is believing that the administration is unfairly excluding some in his plan. So if the court rules in favor of either case, the loan forgiveness plan would effectively end. However, if the court dismisses these cases, the loan forgiveness could continue. If you were a Supreme Court justice, would you rule to end or would you rule to continue student loan forgiveness? You are a Supreme Court justice. You cannot vote, I'm not sure.
There's no undecided?
No.
If they decide not to really do anything, isn't that their way of saying, I don't know?
Thanks, Pat. Head to WSW.com, scroll down the homepage, find the poll box, and make your vote that way.
Your morning team, Charlie, Denise, and Pat, 5:30 to 9 on WSGW.
On the next Markley Van Camp and Robin show, the new thing, horse riding helmet equity. I'm not making that up.
Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you, and we'll head to our phones this morning. And first up is Paul in Saginaw. Paul, good morning.
Morning, Art.
Morning.
Yeah. Art, we know the Supreme Court has said that it's illegal to stop and frisk anybody on the street for drugs and guns physically.
Randomly.
But is it illegal to stop and frisk somebody electronically, like they do at concerts, stadiums, and airports on the street, and maybe use dogs sniffing for drugs without physically frisking an individual? Is it legal to do that?
Yeah.
It's illegal to do both?
No, it's legal.
First
of all,
legal?
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, when you go to that concert, you buy the ticket, you're agreeing to their rules and terms. And one of them is you're going to go through metal detectors and all of that stuff. Could be dogs, too. Whether they do it outside the building, inside the building, it's all part of it. Same way when you go to an airport, you want to get on the airplane, well, here's what you have to do. You're going to go through TSA. And by the way, we have dogs walking around the airport sniffing your luggage. Same thing. It's different than stopping. It's different than stopping and physically frisking you.
What about frisking somebody electronically just on the street in a high crime neighborhood?
Well, it's not frisking.
And
you're monitoring. It's different.
Electronically, you can detect metal weapons like a knife or a gun on a person's person.
You could.
Can the police do that?
I would imagine they can if they had the way.
Okay. Because the state police also stopped me for no reason at all to check to see if I have car insurance, because a certain percentage of Michigan drivers drive without car insurance.
They did not do that. They stopped you for some other reason, and that's what they wanted to know. No, yes, they did. They don't stop you randomly. It's illegal. It's illegal to stop you randomly just for the fun of it to check your insurance. Supreme Court ruled on that years ago. You probably had.
Okay, well,
did you have anything hanging from your mirror? Did you have a
maybe,
license
maybe,
plate light? Maybe
I
what?
was going to say, the light bulb on a license plate.
Well, all right, there you go. They had a reason to stop you.
Okay, but theoretically, you're saying they could frisk you
You're calling it frisking.
without-
It's not frisking. It's just surveilling.
Okay, well, why aren't they doing that in the high crime neighborhoods now?
Don't know that they can. Don't know that they have tools to do it.
Well, they got
or what it costs. Or what it costs. I don't know.
They do it at airports and concerts and stadiums.
Yeah, but you got to walk through the machine, don't you? You got to walk through the machine.
No, they have a handheld device with one hand.
Right, that's the one.
Go up and down.
It's a metal detector. Is what it is.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Right, but you have to go into the
And
place
they
to
do
do
that
it. They
on
don't
the
stop.
street.
They don't stop you on the street and do that randomly.
That's what I'm asking. Why can't
that's
they do that in
unenforceable.
high crime neighborhoods?
That's unenforceable.
And the reason is?
Courts will rule against it. It's unconstitutional.
Yeah, but you're not physically touching a person.
What you do? Walk alongside them if they decide not to stop? You're just going to walk alongside and wand them? Is that what you're going to do? Come on, be reasonable, Paul.
Even if the citizen refuses to be,
my
right. But it sends a message. It sends a message.
I don't care what it sends.
That we're watching.
Doesn't matter. What the message should be, is it constitutional or isn't it constitutional? If it's constitutional, go for it. If it's not constitutional, don't do it.
Well, that's the question.
If they stop you for a traffic violation, do they have a right to go through your car?
I don't know. I'm not a lawyer.
Yeah, well, the answer is no unless you give them permission, unless they have a warrant. Or unless they see something visually that you've left on your seat, like a gun or drugs.
Right.
They have to be able to visually see it. All right, good enough, Paul. Have a good one.
All right.
Let's talk to Chris in Tittabawassee Township. Chris, good morning to you.
Hi, I'm in Midland now, but
okay.
Three things here. Your first caller just gave me a third thing to talk about. Hardening schools. I mean, it's an easy fix, but nobody. The Michigan State shooter, was he a student?
No.
Okay. All the buildings need to be locked, and if you're a student, your ID is your key card. I mean, I don't know how much it's going to cost, but what happens because there wasn't any protection?
Yep. Well, I'm not disagreeing with you.
All right. Second thing. Boy, I hate getting bold. My train of thought gets real easy. I was stopped several years ago by a state trooper in Saginaw City, Court Street near Main Street or Woodbridge. Officer comes up and says, you don't have any insurance. And I says, well, how do you know? And I says, well, I scan license plates all the time. That's what the response was to me.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I had no burned out light. You know, I didn't want a stop sign. I didn't blow a traffic light.
Nobody ran your plate.
He did, right?
Yep.
That's what I'm saying. For what reason to do that? And come to find out, he did me a favor and he didn't write me a ticket. There was a problem with my insurance.
Oh,
so I'm gonna say, you know, he did me a favor.
Yeah, right. But he ran the plate, and they do that routinely. Now, some police departments, and I don't know if Michigan has it or not, but some police departments now have license plate scanners that scan every car in front of them.
Yeah. All right. But, boy, I had the third thought, now it evaporated. This morning, got in the car about 10 to 8, started listening to your station, make my trip to Saginaw, and several different, I'm going to pick on Pat, kept saying there's a winter weather advisory in place.
Yeah.
All in place for Saginaw Bay, Midland, Tuscola, and Huron. I think the top of the Thumb County.
Yeah.
That advisory was lifted before 7 o'clock. But all morning long, I keep hearing there's an advisory in place. And so somewhere around 8:30, I called to talk to Michael. And I said, hey, that advisory's been lifted. But still, until 9 o'clock, I keep hearing Pat say there's an advisory. So, get yourself together.
Well, I don't know where that information came from one way or another. So normally we would get the advisory cancellation for one reason or another if they didn't.
Right. Well,
they're going to want to hear it from the Weather Bureau.
Emails, I get texts. Huh?
They're going to want to hear it from the weather, from the government.
That's where I get my stuff. It's from the National Weather Service.
Yeah.
And I even double checked a web page that shows all the watches in the morning across the United States. You can click on whatever geographic sport you want to verify yes or no. And Michigan was cleared except to the west of it.
All right.
So,
good enough.
All right.
All right. Thanks. Take care, Chris.
Okay.
Bye-bye. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll talk to Gene when we return.
At Wildfire Credit Union, our team will tell you that for our members because it's about you always.
Carl came in on Monday upset because his truck needed more repairs. I completely understand because that's his livelihood. He was ready for something new. So I took him in my office right away and I was able to approve him for an auto loan. He was very happy to be able to leave with that check in his hand to go pick up his vehicle. He even came back a few hours later just to thank me and show me his new truck. I love being able to turn around someone's day.
Knowing members by name, going the extra mile to help them save money, understanding when they really need help. That's Wildfire Credit Union. It's what we do every day. Find out for yourself. Call 800-227-2328. Click on wildfirecu.org or come by any Wildfire location to experience banking the way it's supposed to be, where it's about you always. Wildfire Credit Union. Distinctively better. Member NCUA Equal Housing Lender.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
Looking to pay less at the pump? Next time you fill up, head over to one of our 26 local Forward Shell convenience stores where you'll save at least 5 cents off a gallon on every fill up with the Shell Fuel Rewards. Earn 10, 20, and even 30 cents more off a gallon when you make purchases in-store on some of your favorite snacks and drinks. Or grab 2 for $3 king-size Hershey bars at the front counter. That's Fuel Rewards at your area Forward Shell convenience stores, a family-owned Michigan tradition since 1925.
It's Jesse Kelly here. I can't afford to lose 30% of my 401k or IRA again, and I'm assuming you can't either. Call Oxford Gold. Securing your IRA or 401k with real gold and silver is a portfolio protection plan, and Oxford Gold has made it easy as 1, 2, 3. One app, one call, and you pick your precious metals. That's it. You now own precious metals. Call Oxford Gold today to learn more about the 1, 2, 3 protection. 404-GOLD, 833-404-GOLD.
I'm Scott Trout, attorney and CEO of the domestic litigation firm Cordell & Cordell. We help men deal with the life changes triggered by divorce, such as child custody and property division, among many others. But life changes also occur after divorce. These changes can make parts of your existing court order irrelevant. If you feel a modification to your court orders might be necessary, talk to us at Cordell & Cordell. We're a partner men can count on.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Detroit area attorneys, a partner men can count on. Offices in Troy and Ann Arbor. CordellCordell.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Recruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
What's the most important part of a retirement plan?
Income is king because we all need income. And if you don't have an income plan, you don't have a retirement plan. You
That's Kevin Ray, financial coach at Insight Folios. Kevin tells his listeners every week about the importance of income taxes and strategies to lead a worry-free retirement. Learn all about that and get your own complimentary financial review by calling 888-885-PLAN. That's 888-885-7526.
Hi, this is Mike Avery. You know you can hear my Outdoor Magazine show Sunday mornings, 9 till noon on WSGW. But now there's another option. Saturday morning, 6 till 9. Tune in for the latest outdoor news and information, hunting and fishing tips, wildlife and conservation issues, even some wild game cooking. That's Outdoor Magazine now on Saturday mornings too, 6 till 9, right here on WSG and 100.5 FM.
You are with WSGW in the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios.
All right, we're back here on the Art Lewis Show, and let's talk to Gene, who is in Bay City. Gene, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
In Bay City, we have a government agency, Department of Health and Human Services.
Okay.
Now, mental health in the school shooting. This agency, if you have a friend that lives alone and you think they're getting senile dementia or maybe even Alzheimer's, you can call this agency and ask if somebody would go over and talk to them, ask them simple questions, and make sure that they're thinking okay. Mm-hmm. And now, I don't know, they do that for the elderly. Now, this man that shot the college student, his relative, I don't know, but he said since the mother died, he had been staying in his bedroom all the time. He'd only come out, get something to eat, and then go right back in the bedroom. When you have a relative or a friend acting like that, you should be able to call someone to come over and sit and talk to them. And if they really feel that they've got a problem, then they can call the relatives and point that out, that the relative should be doing something to help that person.
Yeah, all that's true, Gene. The problem is none of that shows up when you go and buy a gun.
Well, I know. I'd like to say, well, they could put them on the list of being mentally unstable so that they couldn't buy a gun. But
you
I
can't
know
get that
the legal.
You can't get that. There's HIPAA laws. You can't get that information. That's the problem.
But I mean, relatives need to be doing something.
I understand. See this gets into the debate now about red flag laws, because red flag laws theoretically provide the opportunity for someone with concern about another individual's mental state to go to court and have guns removed. And the problem, of course, critics point out, and they're right, is that can be used as a vengeance tool against someone. So it is not a perfect solution. There is not a perfect solution.
Somehow, you would think if you had a relative like that, you would be doing something to help them.
I understand that. That's fine, and I would be, and I would help them. But that doesn't solve the other issue of keeping firearms out of their hands if they go and buy a gun, because nobody will know that. What happens between that person and the mental health provider is confidential, in the same way that your medical records are confidential unless you release them by signing a HIPAA waiver.
Well, we have to do something to help these people that are mentally unstable. I sure don't have the answer, but
yeah,
that is.
I hear you.
Many people mentally unstable out there that that is the main problem.
All right.
Well,
Gene,
thank
appreciate
you for
it.
listening.
Sure.
God
Thanks.
bless.
Thank you too. And let's talk to Errol before we take a break here. Errol, good morning.
You know, you'd have got more nutrition out of what you ate for breakfast than what was inside of it, sir, if you just ate the cardboard.
I didn't eat that for breakfast. I bought them, but I didn't eat them. This morning I had V8 juice, grapefruit segments, and a Kind protein bar.
The next time you'll be telling me you had vegetables.
Oh, don't push me now. Don't push me.
All right.
I had the V8 juice. That's vegetable.
Yes, it was very good, and I love it. Listening to Paul this morning, and it reminded me of a place overseas that we went to war with back 100 years ago, and it's shades of that. And I know that isn't exactly what he meant, but it bothers me a little bit when people have that kind of thinking. That's where we live in this country. Did you happen to see CBS Sunday morning?
Yes.
I thought the nicest story I've seen in a long time was the one on the two geese.
Yeah. Yeah, that was really neat.
Yeah, and it's just it's one of those things that you wonder. You can't solve all the world's problems. You can't fix stupidity, and sometimes alone. Period.
Yeah.
There are people that think I'm senile and should have been dead 40 years ago, but I'm here to just harass the hell out of them. Call you in, harass you.
All right.
So have a nice day, sir.
You too, Earl. Thanks. Bye-bye. Rick in Bay City, hang on. We'll get to you in just a couple of moments here. Let me talk about the dealership where I've bought my vehicles over many, many years now. It's McDonald Ford in Freeland. I've known the McDonald family, as I've told you, for decades, starting with Tom Sr., the late Tom Sr., and his son, Tom McDonald Jr., and his son, Tom McDonald III. And Jr. and III are now the proprietors of McDonald Ford. And, of course, it's a Ford dealership, as the name says. But they want you to know that they carry more than just Fords, because on their pre-owned lot, they have many, many different kinds of cars, all price ranges. I'm driving one right now, a Chevy Silverado. It's a Z71 Trail Boss, and it's just one of the many vehicles from their extensive fleet of pre-owned, and they've all been inspected. 100-point inspection on Chevys and Cadillacs, Lincolns, Jeeps. There was a Mercedes-Benz on the lot. There was an Audi on the lot. You name it, you're going to find it. And when you need service, don't forget that behind that sale is a tremendous service department that does both minor and major repairs. The Drive Collision Center can handle your accidents, bumps, dents, paint. And, of course, Quick Change allows you to get your oil changed in relatively short order. It's all waiting for you right there at McDonald Ford, my dealer of choice, has been for many, many, many years. New or pre-owned, the McDonald staff will treat you like family because it's a family business. And they're there devoted to helping and serving you. McDonald Ford, 6790 Midland Road in Freeland. Stop in today and visit them.
It could be the best years of your life. In retirement, you'll finally get to do what you want to do. But you have to plan for it. Start by tuning into Mindy and Nolan McIntosh of McIntosh and Associates every Sunday at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Make retirement the best time of your life. Tune in Sundays at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
Research shows listeners prefer a personalized experience. So to help you remember, Liberty Mutual customizes your home insurance. Who really misses boy bands from the 90s?
Hey girl, I'm the cute one, here to tell you how Liberty Mutual customizes your home insurance so you only pay for what you need.
I'm the heartthrob. The only thing I love more than you is saving. And I'm the other boy in the band everyone forgot about.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Finding great people to hire is like trying to find a needle in a haystack. It's pretty difficult, right? Well, ZipRecruiter has mastered finding a needle in a haystack, so they take it to the next level. They make hiring so simple that it's like finding a needle in a needle stack. And that's why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/radio. Here's what it's like to use ZipRecruiter. They have so many qualified candidates that it's easier to find the right ones for your roles. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's a lot of needles. So how do they do it? ZipRecruiter's powerful candidates who are a great match for your job, and you can even invite your top choices to apply. So if you want less hay and more needles, head to ZipRecruiter.
And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
All right, we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show, and let's go back to our phones and talk to Rick in Bay City. Rick, good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing, Art?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Good. I'd ask if you're keeping busy, but it definitely sounds like it.
Yeah, I'm keeping busy, that no doubt.
Good. Hey, I've got something that doesn't, well, I guess it would involve Democrats, Republicans, Independents, everybody. CBS News last week about their license plates on their cars falling apart.
Falling apart?
Seen that or not? Yeah, the letters are falling off, the paint's falling off, and pretty much there's just a silver plate there now.
Which state was that?
Ohio.
I have not heard that.
Okay, well, the funny thing is, kind of ironic. I walked outside the other day and I noticed a little curl of paint on my wife's license plate, so I scratched it, and miraculously I lost a number and a letter. So
Really?
I think this is really coming to Michigan now. So I was just kind of wondering if a lot of people out there start to notice their plates deteriorate.
I have not noticed mine. I mean, mine's as good as the day I got it.
Well, it's funny because I'm going to be going through Ohio this weekend, and I'm just kind of wondering if they're going to pick out a Michigan plate and pull it over.
Oh my goodness gracious! No, I had not heard that.
Yeah, I've seen a couple around since this happened to us, and it's like,
Yeah, all of a sudden you become aware of it, huh?
Yeah. Well, the guy on the CBS News went through a parking lot, and he counted over a dozen of them.
Really?
You know, Ohio. Yeah. So I was just kind of wondering if anybody else is noticing this around Michigan.
Yeah.
But
I'll have to ask.
I kind of bring that to attention and what's going on.
Yeah, I had not heard that. Interesting. I just have to pay the prisoners more.
I think so. Or get a little better product, right?
Product, right? One or the other.
All right.
But you know, the next time I'm in Ohio, I'm going to be looking at every license plate now. You know that.
Oh, I know.
It's your fault.
Yeah, actually, start looking around here. You're going to be surprised.
Yeah, I haven't noticed it. I'll pay attention, but I haven't noticed it. But
Okay.
I'll have to look. I'm not going to go out and rub my license plate, though, now.
No, don't run it through a car wash either.
You got to get some nail polish or something and repaint your number on.
Oh, man. That's got to be a federal offense, Aaron.
All right. Good enough.
All right, buddy. Thanks a lot.
Rick.
Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
And let's talk to Al in Midland. Al, good morning.
Good morning, Arthur. Your last caller on the license plates, there's a number of them around Michigan that I've seen that have lost all of the numbers.
I haven't seen it. I'll have to look.
Yeah, well, now that people are going to start looking like you and the other fellow noticed, and I've seen several license plates that aren't, they're just blank.
I've not
They're
seen
just
any
driving
like
around
that.
with no numbers on them.
I'll have to look. I have not seen anything like that. And I look at plates all the time because, it's just a habit. But I've not seen it. And that would stand out to me.
Oh, yeah. Well, I've seen a number of them here in town, so
I'll
it's
have to
happening.
look.
I think it's the environmental paint. It's the water-based. They don't have the oils and the VOCs in them, and that's what's failing. It's the paint. And the nail polish, you need the reflective coating type deal on it so it reflects. So you can't really just paint your own numbers on.
I know that, but it was, it's still.
Yeah, I know, but I suspect it's the environmentally friendly paint. It's all catching up with everything.
I'll have to look. I have not seen it anywhere, so I'll look.
Well, I have, so.
All right.
Apparently, there are other people that do notice.
Yes, yeah. I just, things you hear about that you never even thought about.
Yeah, well, I have been noticing that, so have a good morning.
You too.
Bye now.
Bye now. Oh, we need a better quality primer or something to cause the adhesion on the metal plate. But I have to be honest, I mean, I've not seen it. I drive all the time. I haven't seen it. My plates are like new and have been for years. So I don't know. I wonder if it's just certain series of plates or I don't know. Have you ever noticed it, folks? I have. I just have not. I was going to say I wasn't paying attention to it, but I tend to look at a license plate when it's in front of me. And I do not recall ever seeing any kind of absence of numbers. Oh, well, something else to worry about. Why not? We're going to take a break, come back and finish up this hour of the Art Lewis Show.
I'll second guest dinners with friends because they can be interrupted by diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or oily stools. It turns out I have EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, which means I'm missing the enzymes needed to digest food. My doctor prescribed Creon, pancrelipase, an oral prescription pancreatic digestive enzymes. Creon treats EPI due to cystic fibrosis, chronic pancreatitis, pancreatectomy, or other conditions.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you're allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon.
Creon is the #1 prescribed EPI treatment. Ask your doctor about Creon for EPI and visit creoninfo.com or call 800 to learn more. That's CREON info.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
Who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
This message is provided by Boehringer Ingelheim. Idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis, or IPF, is one of the more common forms of progressive fibrosing interstitial lung diseases, with symptoms including breathlessness during activity, a dry and persistent cough, chest discomfort, fatigue. There are more than 200 lung disorders that can lead to pulmonary fibrosis, an irreversible scarring of lungs that can negatively impact lung function, quality of life, and may become life-threatening. While approved treatments for people living with these diseases can help slow disease progression, new therapies are needed to help potentially stop progression. Fortunately, there is new research underway to assess the safety and efficacy of an investigational treatment in patients with IPF and other progressive ILDs. This is part of Boehringer Ingelheim's Phase 3 Global Fibroneer program. To learn more about Fibroneer and eligibility requirements, visit fibroneer-ipf.longboat.com and ld.longboat.com.
All right, that'll do it for this hour of the Art Lewis Show. We will take a break and then come back with another open hour, whatever you'd like to chat about. Before that, though, we're going to find out what's happening in the world and the nation with CBS News. And then Michael Percha will be in the WSGW newsroom to bring you up to date on the region and the state of Michigan. All of that is what's ahead. And then we'll be back to chat with you right after that here on WSGW.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Paul Gauguin Cruises.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. The Norfolk Southern Railroad Company's just announced new safety plans after last month's toxic train derailment in East Palestine, Ohio. Correspondent Cammie McCormick has our top story.
Norfolk Southern announced today a 6-point plan to increase safety, including adding 200 temperature detectors on tracks and other sensors which would analyze vibrations for potential problems. The company says these measures come after the NTSB found the Ohio derailment resulted from an overheated axle on one of the train cars.
Another Norfolk Southern train derailed near Springfield, Ohio over the weekend. Is underway into a deadly crush at a rap concert in Rochester, New York last night. Police Chief David Smith says one woman was killed, 3 other people were critically injured in a massive rush to the exits.
Preliminary reports from people at the scene indicate that these injuries were caused from people being trampled. We do not have any evidence of gunshots being fired or of anyone being shot or stabbed at the scene.
Officials are asking concert goers to send cell phone video to help them determine what triggered the panic. The FBI is offering $50,000 in reward money for information that leads to arrests in the case of 4 U.S. citizens assaulted and kidnapped in northern Mexico. CBS's Christina Ruffini.
One woman walking on her own was forced into a white pickup truck. Men armed with long guns and wearing bulletproof vests are then seen dragging one person after another into the vehicle.
The FBI says they drove across the border from Brownsville, Texas into Matamoros Friday. South Cuba to Fort Lauderdale was forced to return to Havana after a bird strike. The airline says the engine caught fire and the cabin filled with smoke before emergency oxygen masks deployed. No injuries reported. Passengers were put on a different flight to Florida. More than 130,000 utility customers in Kentucky have no power after tornadoes and thunderstorms that swept through last week. WKYT reporter Jeremy Toms is in Lexington.
KU says its crews have been working 16-hour shifts, and they've had to deal with hundreds of broken poles, more than 2,500 power wires taken out, all by Friday's historic winds. KU says it's the 3rd most significant weather event in the past 20 years, and that affected 346,000 customers at its peak.
NBA standout Ja Morant will miss at least 2 games after a live social media post showing him holding a gun at a nightclub. The way this Grizzlies fan sees it.
That's definitely not what you want to see, but, Ja Morant is a superstar. Young.
This is CBS News.
CBS News is brought to you by Paul Gauguin Cruises. Artfully authentic, all-inclusive year-round cruising to Tahiti and the South Pacific. Visit pgcruises.com today.
Stay safe on the roads with Rain-X Weather Armor windshield wiper blades. Now at Menards. They provide less streaking, better driving visibility, and clear white performance throughout any season. Rain-X wiper blades are available in assorted sizes, so you can find the right fit for your windshield. Get 11% off all Rain-X wiper blades at Menards. Good through March 12th. Savings are mail-in rebate. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Save big money at Menards.
It's Jesse Kelly here. I can't afford to lose 30% of my 401k or IRA again, and I'm assuming you can't either. Call Oxford Gold. Securing your IRA or 401k with real gold and silver is a portfolio protection plan. Has made it easy as 1, 2, 3. One app, one call, and you pick your precious metals. That's it. You now own precious metals. Call Oxford Gold today to learn more about the 1, 2, 3 protection plan. 833-404-GOLD. 833-404-GOLD.
Every piece of land has a story. The Upshaw's right there is with a John Deere 1 Series tractor they call Penny. And this is Shaw.
Shaw stands for skilled hands at work.
He's not cutting grass. He's cutting hair.
So every person is different, from hair type to head shape. And I feel like it's the same way in the yard.
Front loader to backhoe. The Upshaws have the tools to DIY all day long. Run with us on a 1 Series tractor and start telling your story. Learn more at johndeere.com/radio.
RocketGrabPlus.com. This week's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is from MidMichigan Garage Door in Midland. You're going to get half off a garage door tune-up. That's a $100 value for just $50. The tune-up includes a spring tension and opener chain adjustment, and an inspection for possible future issues. Only valid for residential garage doors within a 50-mile radius of their Midland office. Head over to RocketGrabPlus.com to snag your deal before they run out.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
It's 34 degrees at 10:05. Good morning. I'm Denise Shannon. Police in Saginaw are investigating a shooting that critically wounded two people on Saturday night. Police say two men, 17 and 20, were riding bicycles in the 2300 block of Duran Street around 11:30 when they were shot by an unknown suspect or suspects. The victims were taken to a local hospital where they remain in critical condition. Police are asking anyone with information about the incident to call 231-42579 or to leave an anonymous tip with Crime Stoppers at 1-800-422-JAIL. Vivid pictures of the Northern Lights are making rounds online while enticing residents of Michigan to head up north to view the spectacle. Mike Murray from the Delta College Planetarium in Bay City was on the All Over the Space podcast with Michigan News Network's Aaron V. and says if you're considering a trip to somewhere up north, now would be a good time to go. Murray says the northern lights occur when particles and energy interact with gases in the atmosphere, producing different colored lights in the sky. He says green is the most common color, but recently in Bay City, stargazers reported seeing red lights. Families who've had their lives changed through a partnership with Habitat for Humanity of Saginaw and Shiawassee counties for the last 35 years will share their stories during a lunch program this week. The housing ministry that helps provide decent, safe, and affordable housing to low and moderate income families in the area will celebrate the milestone anniversary on Thursday, March 9th, at the SVRC Marketplace Ballroom. The luncheon event will feature a silent auction and updates on neighborhood revitalization efforts from 11:45 to 1:15 p.m. To RSVP or for more information, call Saginaw Shiawassee Habitat for Humanity at 989-753-5200. WSGW News Time, 10:07.
Finding great people to hire is like trying to find a needle in a haystack. It's pretty difficult, right? Well, ZipRecruiter has mastered finding a needle in a haystack. They take it to the next level. They make hiring so simple that it's like finding a needle in a needle stack. And that's why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Here's what it's like to use ZipRecruiter. They have so many qualified candidates that it's easier to find the right ones for your roles. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's a lot of needles. So how do they do it? ZipRecruiter's powerful technology sends you candidates who are a great match for your job, and you can even invite your top choices to apply. So if you want less hay and more needles, head to ZipRecruiter.
And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
A woman accused of harassing her own daughter is back behind bars. Kendra Licari of Beale City is charged with communicating on a computer to commit a crime and obstructing justice for allegedly sending anonymous, harassing, and demeaning messages to her daughter over the course of a year. Police say more than 40,000 messages were sent. Licari was arrested again last Thursday for violating her bond. One of the stipulations of her bond was to avoid having contact with her daughter, but police say she contacted her anyway. Licari is due back in court March 22nd in Isabella County. Western Michigan University's Cooley Law School Innocence Project representatives want the legislature to expand state DNA testing laws. Marla Mitchell-Cochin, co-counsel and former director for the project, outlined the agency's legislative priorities, including creating a forensic science commission, to the House Criminal Justice Committee Tuesday. The WMU Innocence Project would like to see the statute extended to allow review in cases where the defendant pleaded guilty and to allow testing of any material biological evidence not previously tested or in situations where current DNA technology might render additional information. WSGW News Time is 10:10. I'm Denise Shannon.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. Lots of clouds today with areas of rain and some snow. Temperatures hold fairly steady. Tonight, cloudy, areas of rain and then snow, low near 27, breezy northeast winds. Lots of sunshine, high near 38. Tuesday night, mainly clear, low near 23. High near 35 on Wednesday, lots of sunshine. Wednesday night, clear to partly cloudy, low 25. Mainly cloudy on Thursday, high 34. Slight chance of snow developing late. Thursday night, low near 29. Snow and some rain possible on Friday, high 35. I'm meteorologist Laura Lockwood with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Right now, 35.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com. The Art Lewis Show is presented by Westside Decorating Center.
Yes, indeed. Our show sponsor, Westside Decorating Center, 5789 State Street, in their newly expanded showroom. And now they're carrying countertops, both quartz, granite, all waiting for you at Westside Decorating Center. Anything you need in the world of decorating, they've got it. Open phones this hour, whatever you'd like to chat about, 989-752-6111 is the number to call, and get the conversation going. Let's see here. I got a note from Bruce that said, and this goes back a ways, Michigan Governor Rick Schneider signed a handful of bills into law, including a measure that will require motorists to replace their license plate every 10 years. Public Act 179 of 2013, sponsored by Republican State Representative Wayne Schmidt of Traverse City, will prohibit the Michigan Secretary of State from renewing any plate that is at least a decade old, beginning in 2015. Common sense reform about making sure public safety police officers can see the plates and all that stuff. Well, how about that? I didn't know that. Did you know that? You had to replace your plate every 10 years? For those of you that missed the conversation last hour, a gentleman called up telling us about Ohio and all the plates that are losing their paint and can't read the plates. And he said it happens in Michigan, too. So, all right, let's go to our phones. Gary is in Bridgeport. Gary, good morning to you.
Morning, Art.
Good morning.
I'd like to talk to you about the student loan situation.
Sure.
Wouldn't it be easier if the government dropped all the interest on the student loans and everything you paid would go towards the principal? That way the responsibility to pay the loan, but there'll be no government interest on that loan.
Well, I could live with that. I could live with that.
You know, there wouldn't be a cutoff line. If you inherited a lot of money, you could put it all on the loan and it'd be paid for.
I don't see. I first of all, I'm agreeing with you. I think it's a good idea, but I think this notion of forgiveness teaches the wrong message. Think about it. I said this the other day. All right, you got a student loan. Hey, the government's going to forgive it. You got credit card debt. There's companies out there to help you get rid of it. I think we teach the wrong lesson about responsibility. I mean, we do have bankruptcy laws in this country that our founding fathers said, in effect, everybody deserved a second chance, a fresh start, if you will. And I understand that, but to qualify for it, you have to meet certain conditions. And if you don't, you still have to pay back a percentage. I just think this notion of, well, we'll just get rid of it, I think that just sends the wrong message.
No, I agree 100%. I still think the student should be responsible for the loan.
Yeah, I mean, if you took it out, now, if you went to college for some useless degree that you can't get a job for, well, whose fault is that? I mean, it's not our fault that you picked the wrong topic to study. Find some other job.
That's very true. That's very true.
I'm just not a big fan of letting you just walk away.
Yeah, I wasn't saying just walk away from the loan. They
I know
have
it. I like your
responsibility
idea.
to pay the loan.
Yeah, I like your idea.
Yeah, a lot of the kids today, what they're doing is all they're doing is making an interest payment. They're
Yeah.
not getting it principal. That's the problem.
Or they're in forbearance, and they just sit there.
Sure.
And then it just gathers interest. So you can't win.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I think we also, though, at the
All right,
same time, at the same time we talk about this, we all have to address the issue of what college is costing these days.
Oh, it's tremendous.
And the size of the endowment funds that some of these universities have.
Mm-hmm. Millions and millions.
Needs to go billions. It has to be looked at.
Yeah.
So.
Yes.
All right. Fair enough. Gary, thanks.
Okay. Thank you.
You bet.
Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye. For those of you looking for us on the stream, we are having technical problems. So obviously, if you're looking for us on the stream right now, you're not hearing me say this because the stream isn't working. But it is under repair. They are working on it. And as soon as we get it done, we'll let you know. Doug is in Vassar. Doug, good morning.
Good morning, Art.
Good morning.
Yeah, I'm calling about the license plate issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a plate that was maybe 3 or 4 years old, and it was falling apart. And so I didn't have time to go and get it replaced, so I put some clear packing tape over it for the time being. And sure enough, I got stopped down in Michigan. I was making a delivery with some deer mounts. And the state police officer that stopped me said there's no problem. There's been a little bit of an issue that he knows of. And he just checked my insurance and registration and let me go. So when I went down to get the plate, when I went down to get the new plate, I had to pay for a replacement plate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, yeah, they get you coming and going. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't much. I can't remember what it was, $6 or something like that. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's not expensive. Well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough.
Okay, sir.
Guess we're having more license plate problems than I was ever aware of. So.
Yeah, it was the first time I've ever had a problem with one.
Yeah.
But it happened.
Yeah, I guess. All right, good enough. Thanks, Doug.
Okay.
Have a good day. Bye-bye now. Well, what's the answer? I'll tell you what the answer is. In my days being associated with Thalen and Bay City, some of the vehicles I drove, they had electronic license plates. It's a standard size. It's a frame, but it has a screen in it. And they program in the license plate number, and it's permanent. And it lasts years and years, they say. Now, you do have to carry, I think you are issued, the state issues you a regular plate. You just toss that in your trunk or something. But this electronic plate on the back of your car, it's not fancy, but it does the job. It's all electronic, though. They program it in a computer and send it to the plate. And that's it. Your license plate number comes up. What next? You know, we are so tied to technology. It worries me what happens when it all fails. Now, most of us that grew up in the older days, I'm 80, so I grew up, I was a teenager in the 50s. We didn't have all these whiz bangs and bells and whistles and toys that are electronic. And we survived. But because we have become so dependent on electronics today, what would happen if it all went down? Think about that. How would you get along? You probably don't even realize the things in your home that have a computer or a mini computer in them. But it's almost everything. It's almost everything. From the clock on your wall to your dishwasher and refrigerator and of course your electronics, your televisions, all of that stuff. Almost everything today has chips and computers built in. And when it fails, and we'll give you a perfect example, like our streaming system right now, the system we use to stream our audio on the stream, on the internet, what have you, is down. So they're working on it. But think of it. Think of just how many, look around your house. Take note of how many things in your house are dependent on computers. You'd be amazed. You will be amazed. Take a break, and then we will be back again. Open phones for the remainder of the hour.
Research shows listeners prefer a personalized experience. So to help you remember, Liberty Mutual customizes your home insurance. We personalized this ad for Amber, who really misses boy bands from the 90s.
Hey girl, I'm the cute one, here to tell you how Liberty Mutual customizes your home insurance so you only pay for what you need.
I'm the heartthrob. The only thing I love more than you is saving. And I'm the other boy in the band everyone forgot about.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
As the stock market slumps and instability this year got you concerned, would you like a way that could protect your retirement when the markets are down? Gold Alliance would like to give you 2 free reports, the Inflation Survival Plan and the Stock Market Correction Plan. Both give actionable insights you can use now that could protect your savings in uncertain times. Absolutely free. Don't wait. Call 800-200-2079. 800-200-2079. 800-200-2079.
Involve risk, including losses. Past performance does not guarantee future results.
For adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy, now there's Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months, and Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Nothing and me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin, that's my new thing. Nothing is every day.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections. Ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Nothing is every day.
With Skyrizi, you could achieve 90% clear skin. Ask your doctor about the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Stocks open modestly higher. Investors are on hold, with Fed Chair Jerome Powell updating Congress on the economy tomorrow and Wednesday. Shares of tech company Ciena are up 7%. Its profit for the recent quarter was nearly double expectations. It's seeing strong demand and supply chain issues are easing. Ciena provides infrastructure for communications and networks. Amazon shares are narrowly higher. It is closing 8 of its Amazon Go stores, though it says the cuts came after a routine review of locations and 20 stores are remaining open. Apple shares opened up nearly 2% higher. Analysts at Goldman Sachs are urging investors to buy Apple. They say the stock could climb more than 30%, helped by demand for its services. That's your Fox Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
Democrats just want to win the next election, and they're trying to do it with ceaseless money printing. They do not care if the value of your retirement is sacrificed. Hi, Stephen K. Bannon. It is critical to protect your retirement right now with a gold IRA from Birch Gold Group. To learn more, get a free info kit on gold IRAs by texting the word SHELTER to 989898. There's nothing to buy and no obligation at all. Text the word SHELTER to 989898 to get a free info kit on gold.
Listen to this station anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Hello, this is Carol Thomas, and I'm going to be presenting my next seminars in Bay City on Wednesday, March 15th. I'll be at the Doubletree Hotel at 10 o'clock and 5 o'clock. They always fill up, so if you're interested in attending, please call my office at 989-793-2300. I talk about wills and trusts, the importance of them to get assets protected if you ever need nursing home care. It's also extremely important to understand why you need a financial power of attorney. Why do you need a medical power of attorney? I love presenting the seminars because this is where you're going to find out what is necessary. I've had so many people come to my office recently that I am not able to help because they do not have their documents set up. I think it's worth your time to come to one seminar, learn what you need to know, and then you can make the decision. But isn't it amazing by coming to one seminar, you can learn how to protect your life savings? Please call my office at 989-793-2300 to make a reservation. I promise you, you will not be disappointed if you come to one of my seminars.
Your WSGW morning team.
As the Detroit Tigers baseball broadcast returned to WSW 790, of course, where consecutive years sounded good when they won. But it was nice to have the voices of spring on the radio. I look forward to more preseason games as we are able.
I was just thinking the other day with this snowstorm coming in today again, I wouldn't mind reporting from Lakeland. We were looking at the weather down there. It's supposed to be in the low 80s.
Yeah. Our on-scene correspondent said she's there for the Tigers, but we know why she's really in Lakeland, Florida.
That's right.
To get away from the snow.
Oh, but look at that. So it's just so boring. 80 degrees down there.
Oh, that's not boring.
Look at this. You're going to get some sleet, some snow, some wind. This is fun. This is fun.
Warm weather.
Well, and this is always a fun time of year, the late winter, early spring. Never know exactly what you're going to get. Bring it back home. We've got it.
It's spring on your radio when the Tigers play, right?
Charlie, Denise, and Pat, your morning team. 5:30 to 9 on WSGW.
On the next Markley Van Camp and Robbins show, the new thing, horse riding helmet equity. I'm not making that up.
Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back here on WSGW, the Art Lewis Show for this Monday. We're already at the 6th of March. Time flies when you're having fun, as they say. A lot of discussion on balancing federal budget. And, of course, the president has accused the Republicans of wanting to cut Medicare and Social Security and all of those things, and they've said no, and he kind of suckered them into a corner during the State of the Union address. But there are discussions going on about saving Medicare and Social Security and how you might do it. And as I read this, I said to myself, well, gee, they could have been listening to me over the last 10 or 15 years, because this is almost exactly what I've been saying. So here is one of the plans to change Medicare. Start there. You would increase the eligibility to 67 from the current age of 65. I'm not sure that's enough, but anyway, that's a start. And it would gradually rise to 70 years old. You would increase the premiums for higher earners and reduce them for lower earners. And you would reduce federal funding for private Medicare Advantage plans by making them compete on a more equal footing with the government plan. In terms of Social Security for future beneficiaries, and there is a key word there, future, because remember, over the years and years and years I've been talking about this. I have constantly said they will not do anything to those of us who are already collecting Social Security because we represent a huge voting bloc. Well, here it is. It would modify Social Security for future beneficiaries. by raising the eligibility age for full retirement slowly from 67 to 70. They'd probably do it a month or a couple of months a year until they get to 70. And they would adjust the formula so that higher earners, and I don't say what that is, would receive smaller lifetime Social Security payments. So, as I read this, I'm saying to myself, well, my goodness, I've been saying this for a decade and a half or more. Where have they been? Because let's be honest, the actuarial table is so out of whack with what Social Security was when it was created. You know, it was created to give you a safety net at 65 years old. And of course, you were expected to die at 66. And 10 people were contributing for every one collecting. Now it's close to 1 or less. And we're living into our 80s and 90s. So obviously, with life expectancy stretched out a couple of decades past what Social Security was originally designed for, you're going to have an enormous drain on Social Security and on Medicare, particularly on Medicare. Think about it. Medicare is for people 65 and older. Who has the most health problems in this country? You know, the most expensive 6 months of your life, they say, are the last 6 months because of medical problems. So is it any wonder that Medicare is going to be in trouble? Is it any wonder that Social Security is going to be in trouble? No. Something has to be done. And the reality is, no matter what the Republicans say, Democrats say, the reality is you cannot balance the federal budget without addressing Social Security, Medicare, and the Defense Fund. Those are the three biggest items: defense, Medicare, Social Security, three biggest budget items. If you did nothing to those, nothing, you let them stay exactly the way they are, in order to balance the budget, you'd have to cut every other government program by 70%. Just to even have a chance at balancing the budget. So if indeed we are going to strive to have a balanced budget at some point, the issues of Social Security and Medicare and waste in defense spending have to be addressed. Have to be addressed. And raising the age of eligibility is certainly the place I would start anyway, as I've said forever. Let's talk to Jim, who is in Wheeler. Jim, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Morning.
Just a little something for the guys out there that the value of their guns, and whether they're pistols or rifles or even the evil, I don't know what you want to call them. They're not assault rifles, just a good deer hunting rifle.
The AR-15 you're talking about?
They need to call. Yeah. Everybody needs everybody that's a gun owner, the values of their guns, needs to call their state reps and remind them that they work for us, and that they go vote on that gun bill that the governor wants them to do. I understand it. A safe gun is a safe gun. But I bought my first gun when I was probably 13 years old. It was a 22, and it would be illegal today because it's semi-automatic. It's got a little clip on it, 9-shot.
Well, it wouldn't be illegal.
I never killed nobody.
That's not illegal.
Yeah,
22
it's semi-auto.
Semi-auto is legal.
Yeah, it's semi-auto.
Well, semi-auto is
right
legal.
now.
No,
If you take
semi-auto is legal. Full auto is illegal.
You can't. There's nobody in this country that has a semi-auto except the military.
No, you're using the wrong. You're using the wrong terms.
Automatic.
You're using the wrong terms.
An automatic gun.
A 9 millimeter.
Joking with them.
A 9 millimeter pistol. All right, with a clip, is a semi-automatic.
Yep.
It's not fully automatic. It's a semi-automatic. They're perfectly legal.
I understand it, Art, but not a rifle. Not a rifle. If it is semi-auto, it is considered an evil gun to the government, to our governor, because they classify them in the same class as they do the AR-15s that are semi-auto.
Yeah, but they're not illegal no matter what they think of them.
Right now they're not.
That's right. That's what I'm saying.
But they want to make them that way.
Well, I understand that.
That's all I'm trying to say is that people need to call their state reps, and they need to call their state reps and tell them that they want their jobs back again to vote no on this, whether they're Democrat or whether they're Republican.
Yeah. Well, I think you're going to find.
I understand.
I think you're going to find the Republicans will vote against it. It's finding a few Democrats that would, and I'm not sure it's out there. I really don't know. I mean, let's face it. That's what's happened when you give all the power to one party, then you live with the results.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
Oh yeah. And sometimes excuse the term, you get shot between the eyes. But what needs to happen, Art, is these guys need to see. The thing is, they want us to lock our guns up, put them in a safe, and put a trigger guard on them. Okay, now if I get somebody breaking into my house, they've got guns. What am I going to say? Just a minute, guys. I got to go get that trigger lock off my gun. I got to load it.
Here's
get it out of my safe.
All right, but here's the question about that, because that's not quite as contentious an issue. Here's the thing. If you have young kids in your house, you need to lock your guns up. Let's be honest.
What you need to do is you need to teach those kids to respect a gun.
That may be, but you still have a responsibility. If you live like I do alone, or when my wife was alive, just the two of us, I have my guns locked in a safe, but I have one gun accessible to me, and I know where it is.
There you go. There you go. I raised my two kids, and I've had my 5 grandkids in and out of here. A couple of them lived with us for a while. They never touch my guns. My guns have never been locked up. They're leaning in a corner in the closet. No, I don't have any. I take that back. I don't have any guns. My guns all burn up. I had a fire in my house, and my guns all burn up. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Yeah. All right. Good.
Yes.
All right, Jim.
Yeah. Well, you have a good one, Art. Yep.
Thanks a lot. Bye-bye now. And we will be back right after these notes.
Throughout the growing season, you're tasked with making tough choices, starting with the seed, reading all that trial data. You even have your neighbors weigh in. And when you do plant that smart decision, how you'll protect it, well, that's an easy choice. The soybean herbicide portfolio from Corteva Agriscience. With products like Sonic Herbicide, you'll be complementing your Enlist system with the soybean residual protection that'll tackle the toughest weed challenges all season long. See how a program approach can help you protect. Corteva.us.
Spring break is on the way. Do you plan to get away?
Yep, gonna fly the kids to the sunny side of the U.S.
Heading for the mountains for a family ski vacation. Hope there's snow.
No matter the plans, MBS International Airport is ready for takeoff. With services through Delta and United Airlines, you'll feel upgraded as soon as you walk through the door. Book your flight today at mbsairport.org, and we'll help you break away this spring.
Liberty Bridge is your gateway to work, school, downtown, and the Midland Street Business District. Enjoy all the benefits of Liberty Bridge for free until April. Save time and fuel by taking the most convenient route to your destination. Avoid congestion at other local bridges and experience Bay City's newest, most reliable bridge. Brought to you by local union workers and Bay City Bridge Partners. For your passport to the lowest rates once tolling begins, get your BC Pass before April at base.com.
It could be the best years of your life. You'll finally get to do what you want to do, but you have to plan for it. Start by tuning into Mindy and Nolan McIntosh of McIntosh & Associates every Sunday at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Make retirement the best time of your life. Tune in Sundays at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AA Wealth Management, LLC.
At Fisher Investments, we do things differently, and other money managers don't understand why.
Because our way works great for us.
But it may not work for your clients. That's why Fisher Investments is a fiduciary, obligated to put clients first. It's the highest standard for a financial advisor.
So what do you provide? Cookie cutter portfolios like the rest of us?
No cookie cutter portfolios here. Fisher Investments tailors portfolios to meet each client's goals and needs.
But you do sell investments, right? And make commissions when you make trades for your clients?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission investment products, and we never earn commissions on trades.
So what's in it for you?
Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when our clients do better. When it comes to helping clients achieve a comfortable retirement, we're clearly different. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
We expect our information in real time. U.S. Med carries continuous glucose monitors, which provide real-time readings of blood glucose. U.S. Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 500 private insurers. So call 800-730-8405 today for a free insurance and Medicare benefits check. As easy as, that's 800-730-8405.
Dazzling decal on Daisy's Donuts window. Bold banner at Barry's Barbershop. Prominent poster at Penny's on Park Place.
This is your sign. Well, signs. To try Staples and see the difference. Get $15 off signs, banners, and posters when you spend $75 or more.
From Staples, and I couldn't miss it.
Ends 4/15. Visit staplesconnect.com/printbig for details.
The Tigers play all season long on WSGW.
That ball is gone. A home run. Javi Baez drills a line drive. On the run, Riley Green. He's going to dive and make another great catch. Riley Green does it again.
Listen on select weekends for special spring training broadcasts during March. Then, starting opening day, March 30th, the Tigers roar all season long on 790 News Radio WS. Broadcasting from the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios. This is WSGW.
All right, just a quick note for those of you trying to listen on the stream. It is the WSGW 790 AM stream that is down, so we have kind of done a temporary workaround. And if you listen on the WSGW 100.5 stream, which normally only has sports on it, you will be able to hear us that way. So we do have, at least for now, a workaround. Let's talk to Carl in Saginaw. Carl, good morning.
Good morning, Art.
Morning.
I wasn't planning on calling today until I listened to that last caller. Art, I could not believe it. My jaw hit the floor. I can't believe that there's somebody who thinks putting their guns in a closet and shutting the door is the way to handle guns. And he has grandchildren visiting his house. He's not him in particular, but he's the kind of person we're going to hear about in a couple of weeks. Oh, my gun, the school. Oh my God, I can't believe it. It just, and he's obviously unaware of the difference between a semi-auto and an automatic.
Well, he was talking about rifles, but I think he was.
Semi-auto rifles are legal in Michigan.
Yeah,
They've
I know
always
it, but
been.
there is an attempt. The assault rifle ban would take away certain ones. And what's defined as an assault rifle?
But Art, that's not what they're debating.
No, not at the moment. Not at the moment.
No. I is completely ill-informed on everything. I mean, and these background checks that we're talking about, these universal background checks. You had a state rep on last week saying, well, if you want to sell a gun to your uncle, you should be able to do that without a background check. I say, no. Just because somebody is your uncle doesn't mean he should have a gun.
Yeah, well, however, according to him, the law would be so tight that if I even handed you a gun to let you try it out at a range, I would have to do a background check, and you'd have to do a background check on me.
That is not in the law.
Well, I don't know. I haven't seen the law.
No.
That's what he said.
Well, that's an exaggeration, Art.
Well, I don't know. I have to look.
Hyperbole.
I would think it is, but
come on.
I would think it is, but it's just listen.
You said before, people are not coming to your door to take your guns.
No.
Nobody's coming to arrest you because you criticize the government.
No.
Well, they're not. Nobody's going to take your gun.
Yeah, here's the other side of that argument.
Neighbor.
No, here's the other side of that argument, Carl. It has been, and it will continue to be, a slippery slope. Not only just with guns, but all of your rights. Every day that they eke away another right from you is a slippery slope. And at some point in time, you stand up and say, enough is enough. The Constitution says I have a right for this, and I expect you to follow it. But our legislators and our government officials don't seem to believe in some of that once in a while. So they take away one today, and tomorrow they take away another one. And,
Yes, but when there's a mass shooting almost every week,
which laws would have stopped that? Which laws would have stopped that?
Well, I think a universal background check would be a good first step. That means everybody who wants to buy a gun gets a background check.
You do now.
I don't care if it's your uncle. I don't know. No, if it's your uncle,
listen,
you don't have to.
That's true, but here's the thing. Universal background checks are useless unless you figure out how to get around the mental health question.
Well, it's a step, Art. It's not perfect.
Yeah, that's it. It's a step. You see, there you go. You're doing it a step by step by step, and you keep taking another step until you get all the steps you want. And then we wake up one morning and find out, oh, what happened to that right I had?
And after all those steps, you still have the right to have a gun. Yes. So what's the problem? I think the Republicans' answer to this obviously is do nothing, thoughts and prayers, but God forbid we do anything about it.
Well,
and I think the public is.
Problem is it's feel-good legislation. It really doesn't do anything.
So government never does that. They never.
Why should they do nothing? They got to figure out to do something that makes sense. Sometimes they don't make a lot of sense.
Well, I agree with that.
All right,
I agree. Doing nothing does not make sense.
All right, we're going to take a break here, but I understand, Carl. Thanks for calling. Appreciate it, buddy, as always. We'll be back. We'll get to Owen and Jean when we return.
This is Rachel from the SVRC Marketplace, located at 203 South Washington, right on Riverfront, Saginaw. Open Wednesday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Support our all-year-round market with delicious eats and retail therapy. Global flavors from El Farolito, American Dragon Pastry, retail therapy from Jazzy Social Tea. Now open, we welcome Sips, serving gourmet coffee and more. We thank you for the continued businesses. Remember to shop local, eat local, support small business, and we'll see you at the market. This is Rachel from the boardroom, located inside the SVRC Marketplace at 203 South Washington. Open Tuesday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Offering lunch specials, full bar with over 20 Michigan and local brews on tap, and the best burgers on Riverfront. Get on board with your choice of Michigan mimosa, and whiskey flights. Have a special event? We offer food and alcohol catering inside and off-site. Contact us at 980133. For more information, get on board and support small.
Did you know soybean diseases like white mold and sudden death syndrome can survive in your soil even after rotating crops? Prevention of these diseases is a constant battle, and yield loss from an infection can be devastating. The right management plan makes all the difference. Keep your beans safe this spring with Heads Up seed treatment. Heads Up guards your seed from both white mold and SDS. Stay protected and profitable by asking your seed dealer for Heads Up. Learn more at headsupst.com.
Lenny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career and they talked to me about it.
He was done in just months.
I did do it online.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months with zero experience at My Computer Career.
It worked. And I know it can work for you.
It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu.
At Fisher Investments, we do things differently, and other money managers don't understand why.
Because our way works great for us.
But it may not work for your clients. That's why Fisher Investments is a fiduciary, obligated to put clients first. It's the highest standard for a financial advisor.
So what do you provide? Cookie cutter portfolios like the rest of us?
No cookie cutter portfolios here. Fisher Investments tailors portfolios to meet each client's goals and needs.
But you do sell investments that earn you high commissions, right? When you make trades for your clients?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission investment products, and we never earn commissions on trades.
So what's in it for you?
Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when our clients do better. When it comes to helping clients achieve a comfortable retirement, we're clearly different. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Investments, clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
Trying to find when and where you can hear the Tigers, Red Wings, Michigan football and basketball, Saginaw Spirit hockey, and SVSU football on WSGW? Just click on the sports broadcast box on WSGW.com for complete game time listings. That's WSGW.com.
All right, let's get back to our phones here on the Art Lewis Show. Owen is in Gladwin. Owen, thanks for waiting, and good morning to you.
Good morning, this is Owen. I think we should revamp our criminal system like South Carolina does. You get convicted and you get sentenced, and within within 1 week of you being convicted of a crime, you get sentenced and you get out of the county jail immediately.
Oh yeah, I like that. That was quick turnaround. And you still have the right to appeal, but in the meantime, they've got you.
Yeah. Because I think that our budget has too much money set aside for criminals. I mean, for criminal, indicting people on stuff, and then they have to wait 3 months to get sentenced, or 3 weeks, or whatever.
Well,
I just think that the states needs to look at that and maybe take lessons from South Carolina and Texas and some other.
I think somewhere along the line there's a compromise there, because you also want to make sure that a person is getting the proper sentence. In the case of Murdoch and the South Carolina murders, the law was pretty clear and he was going to get life. But in some other cases, sometimes there are extenuating circumstances they take into account when sentencing. And sometimes it takes a little bit of time to do a workup on that person. So I like the idea of speed in the criminal justice system. I think you're right about that. But also it has to be, the individual case has to be taken into consideration.
I just wanted to throw something out there.
Yeah, good. Glad you did.
If they want to save money in our federal government and whatever else, let's do something with our criminal justice system.
All right. Fair enough.
Yeah, but we can, the lawyers and the judge can talk about that during their recesses too.
All right.
Or they can make maybe an hour. Somebody can get convicted within 3 days or 2 days of being convicted, and the judge and can sit down and talk for an hour during a recess or something.
You know what that'll lead, but it's not going to save you any money because it's going to lead to more appeals. So you're going to spend as much time in the courts. All right, I want to get a run. Appreciate it. Good call. Thanks. And let's talk to Gene in Freeland. Gene, good morning.
Good morning, Art. How are you today?
I'm doing well, thank you.
I'm sure everybody's asking you that. I've been saving this up for a couple months, but on your Social Security, on your Social Security, where the people that own a little bit more income, you know, a little bit more than others.
Higher earners,
right now, they're taking $736 out of my Social Security per month. So the government is doing that.
Yeah, but there's a cap. You reach a certain level and it stops, right? Doesn't continue.
Every month.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, it's every month. It's every month. So it'd be like 7,000. I've been talking to my CP about it, and he said, nothing I can do. Some of them are taking $500 a month out of each person. They're taking it.
That's a percentage, right?
300. No, 300. I don't know.
Yeah,
they're taking. I don't know. That's kind of a surprise, really. That I was planning on it, you know, to pay groceries and, you know, other things. But no, they are doing that right now. And the other thing, my granddaughter, I have a little extra money, and I'm looking at her loans. Okay, that's what the other caller about dropping the interest rates for the loans. Okay, I wrote it down. One loan is 12%. One loan is 12.75%. One is 8.375%, and one is 9.8%. That's what the kids are. Well, these kids are.
Yep.
Which is really ridiculous. If they, like the other caller, if they drop the interest rates maybe to 1% or 2%,
make it realistic.
And I mean, I don't think people realize looking at her loans, and I'm thinking, well, these are from like a couple years ago. I mean, I can't believe that Sally Mae's paying that much.
Yeah.
I mean, making them pay that much.
All right, Gene, I got to run for time here, but I appreciate the call. Let's do it again.
Okay.
Thanks.
Next time.
Yep. Bye-bye now, and we will be back to close out.
The HBA of Saginaw is proud to host their annual home show March 18th and 19th, once again at the SVSU Rider Center, sponsored by Builders First Source. Our exhibitors are sure to match your remodeling or building needs. Enter raffles, prize giveaways, and a scavenger hunt. New this year at 2 p.m. on Saturday, watch as local middle schools construct mini homes. Join us March 18th from 9 until 7 and March 19th from 11 until 5. Visit SaginawHomeshow.com for more information, including on your entry fee. As a business owner, security is of the utmost importance. Honor Security Incorporated of Saginaw invites all local businesses, churches, and school officials to their third annual Safety, Security, and Technology Expo, Tuesday, March 7th from 10 until 3 p.m. at Kochville Veterans Hall. Please join us and our vendors for the latest in security technology information. This is a free event, and refreshments will be provided, as well as prize giveaways. Honor Security Incorporated's third annual Safety, Security, and Technology Expo, March 7th at Kochville Veterans Hall. More info at honorsecurity.co.
For adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy, now there's Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months, and Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Nothing in me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin, that's my new plan. Nothing is every day.
If allergic to Skyrizi, serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, you can achieve 90% clear skin. Ask your doctor about the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Attention. Per the current government mandate, U.S.-based insurers are now required to cover at-home COVID testing kits with no out-of-pocket fees to you. If you have a current insurance plan, you are eligible to receive up to 8 COVID-19 tests shipped to you each month absolutely free, as long as the government mandate is in effect. Just visit testkitforfree.com to register now from the comfort of your own home. That's testkitforfree.com to receive your tests shipped to you at no cost. Go to testkitforfree.com today. Paid for by T. Euro Health.
All right, that'll do it for the Art Lewis Show for today. Thanks for being with us. Back tomorrow, of course, to do it all over again. In the meantime, stick around for the news from CBS and the local report here on WSGW. And we're going to be back with Focus, and on Focus today, we're going to learn about the MidMichigan K9 Academy. Should be an interesting discussion. They're training a dog as a mascot for the Saginaw Spirit right now. More on that when we return after the news.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
I'm Steve Kathan. News safe. Rail line, Norfolk Southern. CBS's Roxana Saberi says it's a direct result of the preliminary findings of the toxic Ohio freight train crash last month.
Most of the steps that Norfolk Southern is promising relate to overheating wheels and wheel bearings, which appeared to be the culprit in the East Palestine derailment, according to a preliminary NTSB report there. The railroad operator said today it wants to look at increasing the number of detectors it uses along the tracks to sense when a train's wheels are overheating, and to consider placing them closer together.
A second Norfolk Southern derailment in Ohio over the weekend is under investigation. In that instance, officials say there were no toxic leaks and most of the cars were empty. The FBI is offering a $50,000 reward for the safe return of 4 Americans who are being held in Mexico. CBS's Christina Raffine.
This happened Friday in Matamoros, Mexico. It's a border town that's only about a 12-minute drive from Brownsville, Texas. The FBI Mexico driving a white minivan with North Carolina license plates. Shortly after crossing the border, gunmen opened fire on the passengers in the vehicle.
Well, last night in Rochester, New York, 1 person died, 9 others were hurt, 2 of them critically during a crowd crush after a rap concert. Mayor Malik Evans says it happened when false reports of gunfire surfaced.
When you go to a concert, you do not expect to be trampled. Your loved ones expect you to be able to come home.
More than 30 people arrested in the Atlanta area when authorities say a crowd protesting a planned police training ground threw rocks and Molotov cocktails. CBS's Skylar Henry.
The entire construction site was on lockdown overnight as police looked to calm the tensions happening. This is just the latest in a series of incidents that have happened. There are a series of protests and demonstrations calling for an end to the development of this cop city. That's been the nickname here.
Parts of Kentucky still reeling from the rolled through late last week. Some schools are closed today. Power lines are being repaired. In Lexington, Mayor Linda Gorton says
damage citywide is estimated in the millions of dollars.
In Southern California's Snowy Mountains, San Bernardino County Sheriff Shannon Dykes says getting roads clear to reach trapped residents is still a top priority.
We're having tractors come in and scoop the snow, having to drive it away, truck it out, and a number of other things, which makes the operation much slower.
Checking Wall Street right now, the Dow is up about 100 points. The S&P is up 29 points. This is CBS News.
Nobody should have to pay for one-size-fits-all insurance coverage. Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance so you only pay for what you need. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
This is Rachel from the SVRC Marketplace, located at 203 South Washington, right on Riverfront, Saginaw. Open Wednesday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Support our all delicious eats and retail therapy. Global flavors from El Farolito, American favorites from Iron Dragon Pastry, retail therapy from Jazzy Social Tea. Now open, we welcome sips, serving gourmet coffee and more. We thank you for the continued support of our small businesses. Remember to shop local, eat local, support small business, and we'll see you at the market. This is Rachel from the boardroom, located inside the SVRC Marketplace at 203 South Washington. Open Tuesday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Offering lunch specials, full bar with over 20 Michigan and local brews on tap, and the best burgers on Riverfront. Get on board with your choice of Michigan beer, cider, mimosa, and whiskey flights. Have a special event? We offer food and alcohol catering inside and off-site. Contact us at 989-751-0133. For more information, get on board and support small.
Looking for savings while filling up at the pump? Look no further than Fuel Rewards at one of our 26 local Forward Shell convenience stores. Get at least 5 cents fill up and earn an additional 10, 20, and even 30 cents off a gallon with in-store purchases on your favorite snacks and drinks. 2 for $3 king-size Hershey bars available at the front counter. Visit FuelRewards.com to sign up and learn more. Fuel Rewards at your local Forward Shell convenience stores, a family-owned Michigan tradition since 1925.
Liberty Bridge is your gateway to work, school, downtown, and the Midland Street Business District. Enjoy all the benefits of Liberty Bridge for free until April. Save time and fuel by taking the most convenient route to your destination. Avoid congestion at other local bridges and experience Bay City's newest, most reliable bridge. Brought to you by local union workers and Bay City Bridge Partners. For your passport to the lowest rates once tolling begins, get your BC Pass before April at BayCityBridgePartners.com.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom is WSGW News.
Cloudy skies and 35 degrees at 11:05. Good morning. I'm Mike Burchuk. A Saginaw man crashed into a state police vehicle Saturday near Detroit at I-275 and 5 Mile Road. Police say the 51-year-old man was driving too fast for road conditions as police were investigating another crash involving a Jeep in that location around 6:45 a.m. Police say the man lost control of his vehicle and crashed into a trooper's vehicle. Passengers in the driver's vehicle were taken to a local hospital for non-life-threatening injuries. A trooper was also taken to a hospital and was released. The Saginaw man was cited for careless driving. The City of Midland will hold its annual State of the City address March 22nd. Mayor Maureen Donker will give the address during the first quarter membership meeting of the Midland Business Alliance at the Great Hall Banquet Center. The presentation will be streamed live starting around 11:45 a.m. on MCTV, the city's Facebook and YouTube pages, as well as on the City of Midland website under Community Messages. Anyone who would like to attend in person can visit business.mbami.org. The Bay City Commission will hold another regular meeting this evening at 6 o'clock. On the agenda is a presentation recapping the city's activities in 2022 and another proclaiming March 13th through the 19th as Irish Week in Bay City. The Commission will also receive public input on amendments to city ordinances governing rules during City Commission meetings. One of the proposed additions says anyone who disrupts a City Commission meeting after being warned can be charged with misdemeanor disorderly conduct. WSGW News Time 11:07.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now you can free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
WSGW News Time 11:08. The weather forecast is coming up next. A former Michigan State basketball player is going to prison. Michigan News Source's Mike Vitale explains in this report.
Keith Appling is sentenced to 18 to 40 years in prison for second-degree murder from a shooting in May of 2021. Appling will serve 2 consecutive years for felony firearm. Sentencing completes Appling's fall from grace. He was named Mr. Basketball in 2010, played at Michigan State, and played professionally briefly in the NBA and overseas. For Michigan News Source, I'm Mike Vitale.
Paying down debt to save money, Michigan News Network's Brooke Allen explains.
And while it may be painful to pay off that debt, TJ Young, a learning development specialist at Cornerstone Community Financial Credit Union, says consolidating credit card debt will actually save you money.
A lot of credit cards that have fixed rate interest or fixed interest rate allow you to transfer over high variable rate credit card debt into something that's manageable. oftentimes is 10 to 15% lower than some of those other variable rate credit cards.
And Young says a lot of credit unions offer credit card transfers without the transfer fee.
An investigation is underway after a snowplow crash in Ann Arbor. Ann Arbor police officers responded to a crash around 7 p.m. Friday on Huron Street. A 58-year-old man was plowing snow when he hit an elderly man while backing up. The plow driver did not know he had hit someone. The victim was identified as an 80-year-old Ann Arbor resident. He was taken to a local hospital and pronounced dead. The plow truck driver is cooperating with alcohol or drugs are not believed to be factors in the crash. When you see news happening, call the WSGW newsroom at 752-0790. It's 11:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. Lots of clouds today with areas of rain and some snow. Temperatures hold fairly steady. Tonight, cloudy, areas of rain and then snow, low near 27, breezy northeast winds. On Tuesday, lots of sunshine, high near 38. Tuesday night, mainly clear, low near 23. High at 35 on Wednesday, lots of sunshine. Wednesday night, clear to partly cloudy. Mainly cloudy on Thursday, high at 34. Slight chance of snow developing late. Thursday night, low near 29. Snow and some rain possible on Friday, high at 35. I'm meteorologist Laura Lockwood with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Right now, 36.
Now, it's time to focus as WSGW presents the people, the places, the businesses, the culture, the area events and activities, all put into focus on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW. Focus is presented by RoofMax. That's RoofMax with 2 X's.
And a good morning to you. Welcome to another edition of Focus, as you heard, brought to you by RoofMax, the safe, affordable, and easy alternative to asphalt shingle roof replacement. Find out about RoofMax online at getroofmax.com or call Ben at 989-859-6751. RoofMax with 2 X's. We are waiting to hear from a gentleman at the MidMichigan K9 Academy. I believe he was supposed to be on Focus today, but we have not heard from him yet. So as soon as we get a call from him, we will put him on and have a conversation about it. So in the meantime, let's remind you about RocketGrabPlus.com. RocketGrabPlus.com, of course, is where you can sign up to receive notifications about deals that are available where you save at least half price. Costs you nothing to sign up at all, except when you buy an item. When you buy an item, then you pay for it and you download the certificate. It's that simple. So let's take a look at some of the items we have. Here's our latest one. This is $50 off, 50%, I should say, 50% off a $25 gift certificate to Bell's Barkery and Boutique. It only costs you $12.50. Bell's Barkery and Boutique is a trend-setting online store offering first-rate products and exceptional customer service to shoppers from the comfort of their own homes. Made up of innovators and forward thinkers with the drive and wherewithal to constantly update and improve the online shopping experience. And they have quality merchandise that fits any budget. Check it out today. Bell's Barkery and Boutique, a $25 gift certificate for only $12.50. That's just one of the many items available on RocketGrabPlus.com. Next up, a 50% discount off a garage door tune-up from MidMichigan Garage Door. It's normally $100. It's yours for $50. It includes residential only, a maximum of an 8-foot tall door, full lubrication of the door, including rollers, hinges, bearings, and springs in the opening drive gear. Adjust the spring tension and opener chain and belt, and includes a full door and opener inspection for possible future issues within 50-mile radius of Midland. Mid-Michigan Garage Door, your tune-up costs you half price. It's a $100 gift certificate for $50. I'd say that's a pretty good deal. Next, $25 for a $50 gift certificate to Branham's Jewelry in East Tawas and in West Branch. This certificate will be mailed upon purchase. Branham's Jewelry's been sharing your love story since 1959. In fact, some of their current customers represent the third and fourth generation of families they've served when their store was brand new. Branham's first priority is to be a respected member of the communities we serve by providing services and products that meet the standards of our valued customers. Giving back to the community they love always to be one of the family's most important callings in the eyes of the Brahmins family. To be truly successful means that we help their friends commemorate important moments in their lives and long into the future. $50 gift certificate for only $25 from Branham's Jewelry. There you go. Good deal. Actually, they're all good deals here on Rocket Grab Plus. Here's a trip to Turtle Creek Casino. It's a $50 certificate. It's worth $100. It's a $100 trip worth, and you pay $50 for a trip to Turtle Creek Casino on a limo bus from Mid-Michigan Limousine. And you download the certificate. It's for March 31st of this year. The bus leaves here at Alpha Media, 1795 Tittabawassee Road at 3 p.m. and returns at 11 p.m. You will need to send your name as it appears on your driver's license, your address, and your date of birth. And that information will be presented to you when you get the certificate. Again, a $100 certificate for $50, Mid-Michigan Limousine. And by the way, you'll get $15 in slot play, a $5 food credit, e-credits for any accumulated points, all provided by Mid-Michigan Limo on their trip to Turtle Creek Casino and Hotel. We're going to take a pause. Come back. We'll have more Rocket Grab Plus for you.
You have a family doctor. Do you have a family plumber? When you have a plumbing, heating, or cooling problem happen in your home or business, you need to be able to call a professional that you can rely on and trust to make the repair or equipment replacement. Reamer Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning has been the professional homeowners and businesses trust for 65 years. Whether you're looking for an emergency water heater replacement or planning a new heating system installation, you can trust Reamer Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning to provide quality service and installation. Reamer has the equipment to experienced estimators and state licensed technicians to install. Trust a professional to do the job right. Call Reamer Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. Visit them on the web at reamerplumbing.com.
Any way you spell it, Reamer means quality.
Hi, I'm Tom Kreitler, host of the Money Pit Home Improvement Show. If you think you need a new roof, think again. You can avoid replacement and save thousands with RoofMax, the world's first roof rejuvenation treatment. RoofMax is a safe, easy, and affordable alternative to costly asphalt roof replacement, and it's guaranteed. So don't replace RoofMax.
RoofMax, a safe, alternative to expensive asphalt shingle roof replacement. Call Ben today at 859-6751 or go to GetRoofMax.com for a free quote.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, but Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Tara, quote, "My doctor wanted me to do saline rinses for my allergies, but I've never been able to successfully use a neti pot. Navage uses suction power, so it's foolproof. There are nights when I'll have particularly bothersome allergies out, and the results are immediate. It's such a relief. It's become a lifesaver." Unquote. She's one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, Navage, clean nose, healthy life.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
This week's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is from MidMichigan Garage Door in Midland. You're going to get half off a garage door tune-up. That's a $100 $50. The tune-up includes a full lubrication of your door, spring tension and opener chain adjustment, and an inspection for possible future issues. Only valid for residential garage doors within a 50-mile radius of their Midland office. Head over to RocketGrabPlus.com to snag your deal before they run out.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
This is the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios of WSGW.
All right, we're back with you, and we're looking at RocketGrabPlus.com today. Continuing on, here's 50% off a one-year adult VIP membership to Sungni Fit Club in Saginaw. It's a $959 value for $480. New members only. You have to have been inactive for 1 or more years. You get half off the membership to Sungni Fit Club in Saginaw, and top fitness classes and amenities, famous fitness classes and programs packed with club amenities. Enjoy the energetic atmosphere at Sungni and check your fitness goals off one by one. It's an inclusive workout environment, defying the norms of a traditional intimidating gym. Sungni is fun and inclusive, allowing you to focus on smashing your workout because that's all that should really matter. It's more than just a number. Sungni is the personal fitness touch, a close-knit community, everyone united in a fitness journey, and their top-notch instructors guide and push you along the way. Again, it's a $959 certificate for only $480, half price for Sungni. And here's this is one of the biggest ones we've ever had. This is 50% off a one-year kids Taekwondo or half off one-year kids Jiu-Jitsu at Sungni of Saginaw. $1,548 value, $774. Save a lot of money. Axe throwing has become very, very popular. Here is 50% off, an $80 value for $40, 1 hour of axe throwing for a group of 4. And this is an exciting place. Bearded Axe is the place. You'll call ahead to check availability after you get your certificate and book your time slots. 4 people used in 1 hour session. It's an $80 value for only $40. How about the Highway Brewing Company? $20 gift certificate for only $10. The Highway Brewing Company in West Branch, located in downtown West Branch. The Highway offers elevated pub fare, 16 taps, and an extensive cocktail menu. The Highway Brewing Company. Sounds like a good one. And here is 50% off CPL class training from Applied Training Solutions. Applied Training Solutions, it's a $150 certificate for only $75. And it includes your class time, simulator training, and some live range time. Certificate is good until February of 2024. So there you go, 50% off Applied Training Solutions CPL training, $150 value for only $75. Next up, a gel manicure and Salon Blue gel pedicure for only $60, a $120 value. Salon Blue in Mount Pleasant. Also from Salon Blue, shampoo cut and deep condition for only $40. It's an $80 value. Continuing on, here's a family fun deal. A half hour of axe throwing and a half hour of virtual archery at Daylight Outfitters. This is a $90 value. It's yours for only $45. Daylight Outfitters. And it's a local archery pro shop that features axe throwing and video archery at Isabella Road in Midland. Again, you save half off, and it's a fun time. Half off a family 4-pack of 24-ounce Bubble Tea tea from Bubble Tea Brew House. $24 value for only $12. And finally, here is a $40 gift certificate to Style Encore on Tittabawassee Road in Saginaw for only $20. You can save on a lot of high fashion and accessories that they have there at this fabulous resale shop. Those are the items waiting for you on RocketGrabPlus.com. But again, in order to take advantage of them, you need to be a member, so sign up today. It's absolutely free to sign up. Let me take a moment to ask you how you slept last night. I know that's a personal question, but the reality is we're all, wanting to sleep better because we spend about a third of our life in bed. And when you do, you really need quality sleep. And you can get it with the sleep mattress from Sanitary Mattress. They've been making custom mattresses since 1935. Further, all those mattresses are made right here in the Great Lakes Bay region to your specifications. And the money you spend stays right here in the local economy. In addition, Sanitary Mattress offers 1-hour delivery window of your mattress to your home, so you don't have to wait around all day for them. Sanitary Mattress can also make custom mattresses for your RV or boat, something the box stores can't do. The next time you need a mattress, think Sanitary Mattress. Put them in your GPS at 5343 Janes Road in Saginaw, or call them at 989-753-1757. And check them on the web at sanitarymattress.com. They're open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m., Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Sanitary Mattress Company, where you'll find everything from a crib to a king and everything in between.
Throughout the growing season, you're tasked with making tough choices, starting with the seed. We'll add trial data. You even have your neighbors weigh in. And when you do plant that smart decision, how you'll protect it, well, that's an easy choice. The soybean herbicide portfolio from Corteva Agriscience. With products like Sonic Herbicide, you'll be complementing your Enlist system with the soybean residual protection that'll tackle the toughest weed challenges all season long. See how a program approach can help you protect every acre at Corteva.us.
As a business owner, security is of the utmost importance. Honor Security